all the way up towards Hiko. But when you look at the rest of the team, it's going to be a short push onto this A site. The dash in, that's the tailwind from Dicey. mummAy is there to greet him with a frenzy of all things. mummAy starts to back off, gets jump shot from Steel with the classic. And he's going to have to fall back as well as he's down to 11 HP. Started to pull for that Nano Swarm, has to back off. The Alarm Bot leaves his target vulnerable, and that kind of initiates a push from him. Doesn't work out so well. The push continues to move in that direction, and Food's going to gobble it all up. It's all down to Asuna, who is across the map with full HP. Spike is in control of Envy.
Yeah, first off, a nice paranoia from mummAy to slow things down, slow down the attack. And the second thing is FNS, even if he didn't spawn Asuna or go on a head-to-head battle, to just keep him there as he's trying to be that flank watcher, trying to be the one that's going to cut them on rotations and eventually flank. Now he's stuck in a 4 versus 1. It's going to be a very tough one to win. And while they know this, that Asuna has to fall time left. And that would come to a secure round for Envy, and they run the number side on the crossfire on B because the spike was dropped closer to the site. That said, though, it's going to be an eco 400 Thieves, and Dicey opens it up onto FNS, and that upgrades into a Phantom, and to keep pushing forward. But unfortunately, the spike falls first, and mummAy drops with 2. So that's short A under control, and they also drop the Phantom upgrade towards the showers, and Envy continue to hold their ground.
Envy stalwart on the defense thus far. Nitro, the last man standing. He's had a couple of huge plays this event. People were concerned whether or not Nitro would plug directly in
or a split, but they're really counting on the knives of Dicey. But they have a better crossfire position. I don't know if they're going to expect somebody playing towards the left side. Well, the curveball gives the jig away, but that still allows a double peek and crashies to get the headshot onto Hiko, where Dicey's still trying to retaliate with the left clicks on the knives long range, but the Allen drone is going to push him out of position. That forces the hand for 100 Thieves to jump outside of Hookah, but it's still being held towards that back. And that's what I'm telling you about Kaboose. That's 3 kills for him. And that's only going to be 1 more remaining. He still has the knives, and Dicey's in a predicament on this 5 versus 1.
Important to note, too, 100 Thieves have typically had a very strong attacking half on this map.
Into the A side, that could do a lot of damage. Nice mollies to set things off. That's going to push him out of position from the back side here. That's courtesy of Steel.
Left.
But as they're still playing the passive side on Lamps, they still have a better angle for Envy, and it shows. FNS gets the kill onto Steel himself, and they spray through the smoke, the wall bang onto Hiko. A second one for Kaboose. And it just continues on for this man as the...
Even for jet mains.
Yeah. But I feel Dicey is definitely a man that's able to do it right now for this roster. But when you think they've reached a light at the end of the tunnel for 100 Thieves, it doesn't pay off in their favor. Caboose, another frag, maybe another first blood in his favor. But on top of that, when they only carry 1 op, they have to face off against a double op from Envy. So it's going to be even harder for them to take control of the map. And you see one of the operators right now, mummAy, by the APC, looking to push aggressively towards short, and he still gets that pick onto Steel. And he keeps walking and walking, taking that control, and with that, it's going to be FNS that's going to push forward. You're going to have a battle very soon. He wins it. He gets the double kill. There's only going to be 1 more, and it's going to be Caboose, the first one to get the...
Incredible performance, 13-1. As yet another round goes live. Number 10, double-digit rounds, but not a single one in favor of 100 Thieves. Cyber Cage goes out, but it's a little bit too slow, so FNS will fall into Dicey as they continue to push fast into this A site. But no, he accidentally dashes into the portal. So that'll be a bit of a mistake because it takes away the lead performer here, typically for 100 Thieves. Now, at the same point in time, they've still managed to get the spike down, but they did lose Dicey across the map in a battle against Food. crashies is going to spot 1 with the Owl drone, and the dart sends Steel back into the showers. That gives crashies an opportunity to move out further. Unfortunately, the timing will not work well for him, as Steel has been the MVP of the round for 100 Thieves. As Food tries to come through with just 2 HP, a self-heal is necessary. And that Killjoy ult is down, so the lockdown not going to detain anyone. As he waits for his health to tick back up to as close to full as he can get it. 98 HP is all he's going to get, as he has to now dive bomb the spike to try and get the defuse. Quick kill coming out, but ultimately it'll be the 4.
And Envy still haven't, they've been relentless pretty much on the way that they're taking this map control, pushing aggressively early into the round. This time towards Hookah gets stopped, but as this mixed buy is coming through, we are once again counting on Dicey with the knives. But he does connect onto FNS, so that works out. He upgrades to a Phantom, and they also open up the site to have a moment of salvation for 100 Thieves to potentially put a second round into this half. and mummAy is going to be the one that's going to try to move forward, but you also still have Caboose alive. So it's still not out of the woods yet for 100 Thieves. They're just waiting for these smokes to dissipate, and they could try to work together. They have the paranoia to work with from mummAy on top of that. That's going to blind Dicey, but at least the crossfire is there to allow Asuna to get the frag onto Caboose. So last one to go is mummAy. That clock is ticking down. He's just going to wind it down. He doesn't mind for them to lose the round in the end, but it'll be nice to get a couple of kills for mummAy to just continue, there you go, to just continue to be crisp once they take the attacker side. And there you go, finally, Dicey gets the third kill.
In positions that are not necessarily ideal and having to keep their calm under pressure. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Nitro kicks things off with a pick-off onto Food. Great nade as well. The paint shell's doing significant damage to Caboose. There's a dart in Nitro's side that's going to initiate a nade toss in his direction. Has to be careful. Does manage to get around it, but ends up falling to FNS, who gets into position. Nitro was still on the site, but ultimately does go down after just one more. Envy swarms the site and brings things down to 2. Hiko trying to do what he can with the shock darts, but the spike will be planted, and now it's retake time.
At least you have 2 at low HP here, Box. So that's going to be FNS low, Caboose low, but Steel fallen. And it's back to Hiko on an attempt at a 3 versus 1. So he has the information where at least FNS is at, and also where Caboose is at from where the paint shells flew by, sorry. And now they're going to go for a double peek. That's where he's looking exactly where Caboose is, but it's still going to be crashies that solidifies the round.
And I like what 100 Thieves is doing here. Getting aggressive, using this lighter hardware to try and take that battle straight to the faces, and oh no.
Yeah, big.
That is a brutal paranoia. That flash can be oh so intense. Dicey's trying to find safety in those swirling winds, but not able to, as eventually the bullets will pour through and he will succumb to his injuries, as does Nitro coming through the portal. It all falls on the boomers. Hiko and Steel, what can they do with just pistols? We've seen impressive moments from them in the past, but it's not going to happen today. 13 to...
We'll see if they could continue their dominance versus 100 Thieves. As we said before in the pregame, we didn't see them get tested a lot, so we'll see what they're going to try to do. And it starts off with that double push from the Young Guns, but it's still going to be stopped by a passive play from 100 Thieves for the 100 Thieves at the A main.
Dicey waiting around the corner. There's the frenzy to take down 2. That's a fast 1-2 punch coming in from the Jet for 100 Thieves. Caboose pushed up on ramp right now, but it's Envy who's at a disadvantage, and a strong start here from 100 Thieves. The Steel picks off Food as well at the bottom of ropes. Nice turnaround from what we saw in the previous map, as it now comes down to 1 and 1 alone, and that's going to be a great way to kick things off. A nice way to forget that first map.
The 100 Thieves in a pickle in terms of their economy into this round. So the tides have turned into this first half early, but it's still going to be Nitro that gets 2 of his own. He wants to turn this back for the 100 Thieves, and that's 2 to fall, but no spike. It's actually still hiding behind a dark cover, and he's looking for his teammates. He's got the camera out. That's FNS looking back and forth, and they have to count on 2 players on mid to try to open it up. But it's still a 2-man crossfire towards that heaven side, and Nitro even eliminates the spike carrier as they're slowly trying to pinch in. So Food on his own, looking for another clutch here. He gets the first one onto Steel, back to a 2 versus 1. There's an alarm bot into ropes. He doesn't know that yet, but that's going to give a lot of information, a lot of help for the 100 Thieves, should they know that he's coming through that side. But the spike is down, and they're using the smarter play to actually stick together and just watch that spike on the A main.
Food climbing up the ropes. Breach getting the free shots into his back. Hiko was just holding, snowballing out of control.
Ooh. mummAy falling back, and they actually use FNS's cameras as well to see if they're going to push out towards that ramp. They did. He came back, got the first kill. Asuna trying to even out the tally. He gets 2 of his own with the Spectre, and he avenges his teammate and puts it back in advantage of the 100 Thieves. And Asuna is moving forward with the showstopper, looking for his opponents inside the sewers, but does not connect. The paint shell's coming down, forcing him out, but he's falling back. Caboose is now running forward, and he's going to catch him off guard. A backstab of his own. A 3 versus 3 as Food has made it inside the site to get a kill, but Hiko immediately trades it back. It's a 2 versus 2. As they have their own duels across the map on the A side with the spike being planted. That's Hiko now on his own. At 22 HP, all he has left is a fault line, and also the angle. The wall bang onto Food. The information given away as he trips over the trap wire. As Envy, with the showstopper still available, paint shells in the air. And Hiko, oh my god, he's playing it so well here for this 1 versus 1. Kaboose is just playing that time. He's the one that's playing it super well. He goes for the jiggle peek from the blast pack, and he's just counting it down, and he still manages to get the kill onto Hiko on the 1 versus.
Have spike control at the very least, but Steel is waiting at the top side of ropes.
Oh no.
Great damage dealt, but somehow not able to finish off either target. Does the turret find a kill? We'll find out in just a second. No, not going to be. Hiko is there. Nitro is watching the exit as well. They have an appreciation that this could be going on, but do they get away? No. Now Kaboose is going to fly into position, and the flash was perfect. That leaves Nitro staring at the surface of the sun. Kaboose is going to fly into sight. That puts a lot of pressure on the young fragger Asuna, who's currently up in heaven, but the spike is going to be planted, and Asuna's got too many corners to clear. So it will be a 5-on-3 post-plant, and Envy's in great positions for this.
Well, the showstopper is going to give a chance for mummAy to position himself, but it's immediately traded out. He got 1, so he did his job. It's a 4-on-2 in favor of Envy, as you have Asuna that's still looking to retake this with Dicey. Dicey has his own operator, which would make it difficult for them to go for that retake. They still have paint shells to work with where they can clear this corner. There you go. He throws it into the area, and that maybe could flush somebody out, but it's a little bit... No, it connects right on the dot. Football, showstopper to come out, connects onto another one. He pulls himself up. It's a 1 versus 1 as Dicey dashes in with the frenzy, picking up the Vandal, and now it's all up to the time. Unfortunately, it's wasted. Crashies wins that one, and no matter what, the spike was going to go off, and Envy... However, the 100 Thieves are going to play their attack, and it starts with Dicey getting the first kill as he dashed over towards the A ramp, while the rest of them are pushing up towards ropes, and they're able to take down food. That means that the A site is now open for business. The rotation is coming through from the last 3 players that actually stacked towards the B side. FNS is already on his own to start things off, and as he slows down finally, he's met up with his teammates where Nitro is forced to fall back. FNS still manages to get the frag, and they're looking to push back into the A site.
The pistol round right now, numbers advantage for 100 Thieves, but Envy's got sight control. Steel with an execution onto Kaboose, putting a bullet in the back of Envy's one player towards screen. Steel's now up in heaven trying to do more. Steel with the jump shot, make it 3. Great work for
Thieves on a crossfire double peek. It could have been the round coming in for crashies, but in the end, it was going to be the patience, using the timer on your end. And mummAy, this time, though, is looking to even up the tally, trying to bring it back on their end as they have their own eco, but it doesn't pay off.
Crashies picking off Steel across the map as well. Advantage Envy currently, but the weapon advantage is there for 100 Thieves. Asuna will catch Kaboose coming up at the top of the rope. Now Crashies is in the pressure position. He's in the hot seat on the site with a Bulldog. Around Pillar currently, it's all going to come down to whether or not Asuna tries to clear this all the way. Crashies picks off Nitro, and there's the flash coming through as well to make things a little bit harder, but Asuna, with that twitchy aim, able to flip back onto his target. But it'll all fall onto Asuna. 2 currently up in heaven, and they're just waiting for him at the top side of ropes.
Back peek just to make some noise and still look back towards the screens and fought Nitro face to face to win that round. So it's still a decent eco for the 100 Thieves. With this gun round, they're looking to go for some type of aggressive plays towards the B side, and it's an ultimate towards heaven, but Kaboose gets the first kill with the boom bot. Fully blinded as FNS. He eats a couple of paint shells, forced to fall back inside the site, but Kaboose leans over, gets the first kill onto Steel, a second one onto Dicey to put the third onto the board. Make that a 4th, looking for the ace, as Nitro, again, unfortunately, on a 5 versus 1 this time, but food stops. Teams are witnessing right now that Yinsu talked about. After 128 teams, down to 100 Thieves, and also to Envy. But Envy are at map point, looking to make this 2-0, and it starts off well as FNS runs around the map and gets 2 kills of his own. He's fully flash, and he has a teammate to help him out. Somehow he's still alive, and finally gets dropped by Hiko. Hiko trying to run inside the site, crossfired by 2 players. 1 more to go. It's going to be Steel to get...
The Reyna, always love to see it. Regardless of what agent he plays, I feel like he always delivers.
Yeah, right now definitely using duelists for individual plays, selfish plays as Reyna instead of Faze seems to be the case for both of these teams. And it starts off with a great pistol, a trade-off of 4 versus 4. Cyber cages to come up and her turtle sight in the back of the site, but mummAy at the staircase, another frenzy, 2 kills going on in his favor. But then crashies is just going to end it, unfortunately. Have to stop them in their tracks now on the attacker side. And it's Asuna trying to move forward. Op shot missed, that forces mummAy back. So Owl Drone, sorry, is going to spot one, and it's still going to be Food that gets the kill onto Asuna from the mid side. But they're coming in from all angles, actually, for 100 Thieves. They pushed out towards the A main. It's trading out. They got Catwalk. It's down to a 3 versus 3, but the Spike is so far back. So they are going to waste some precious time for the 100 Thieves to come back and pick up Spike and at the same time lose map control. So they have to take that, then work back together towards the mid. Lots of precious time is wasted.
And crashies currently on Catwalk, has to be careful. You can see Hiko is currently ready to fire a dart into that position. It goes on the opposite corner, and crashies is able to dodge the damage. Has to be careful. There's one right around the corner. The op tries to peek up closer, and crashies capitalizes. It'll now fall onto Hiko. With 23 seconds left, he starts to move into position and gets spotted from spawn. Jump peeks coming out on short as well to make sure that he's not moving in too close. As he peeks up, Food is waiting for him with an op. It's just not working out well here for 100 Thieves. We'll see what they can do, and you can see some of that aggression already coming out. Look at this play. A little bit too ballsy for Kaboose as he gets too aggressive. The pickoff shot from short doesn't work out for mummAy, so he'll have to back off. That's a weapon picked up for 100 Thieves off a bit of an aggressive play coming out from Envy that cost them a player advantage early on.
That's what we mentioned before, Buck, at the pregame of this map. Even though you have a lead, maintain your composure, and mummAy does so. A connection onto Asuna, crashes with the crossfire. He's able to get the kill, but that's 3, made that 4 simultaneously. Guessing that they go for shock darts, that he's maybe playing towards Hell, and they didn't really know that he was playing towards the back of the generator. So with that, you're playing the time into your hands, and finally, we do have Asuna on the board for the first kill versus Food. And as we mentioned it before, when you're trying to play aggressive on Envy with the confidence, it happened before 2 rounds ago when they won a thrifty round. This time it's going to be on a gun round that allows Asuna to get the second point onto the board, make that Dicey chiming in and steal as well. It's looking to be a flawless, but unfortunately it gets stopped. But Crashy still gets spotted towards the back of the site, back of the spawn, and he's getting wallbanged down to 15 HP. It's looking to win on a 4 versus 1, but at least it'll secure a spike plan towards that B side that allows 100 Thieves to breathe a bit into the round. And also, like I said, it has been on fire throughout this whole series, and Asuna was able to contain him long enough for Envy to go for the post-plant situation and position.
There's the ult being popped, and they're starting to run into position. 100 Thieves capitalizes on poor timing from Envy on the ult pop. Everything lands on Crashies, who's currently in sight. The cross shot is right on the money. That buys time for Crashies, who's currently on site. mummAy maybe just saving the day with that quick shot that comes out. Now, Crashies may have seen the barrel around the corner. That's the spike going down. Hiko's trying to move into position. Crashies now has to keep his head on a swivel. There's a player on both sides. Now, the Nano Swarm will land in sight just outside of Hell, but there's the quick shot coming in from Crashies. He's now brought it down to a one-on-one. It's Crashies versus the clutch god himself, Hiko, who's trying to spam those boxes in sight to spot out his final target. There's the shock dart coming in, looking to do additional damage. Crashies with a huge play. Multiple threats from that defense. Steel is on site, and oh boy, Steel's gonna need some help. The turret gets taken down. Paranoia pours into that position. Nice quick shot coming out from Steel, doing what he can. But the spike will be planted. Dicey's looking for that target that should have been short. Hiko is going to pick one off, and that's actually the spike planter going down as the shock dart lands right on the money. Now Dicey hits an initial dink shot, has to follow it up with a shot in the toe. But regardless, 100 Thieves have themselves in a great position. It's now 2-on-4. The Frenzy in close position, not going to work out so well, and it's all up to mummAy. mummAy's picked off one, trying to make it work, but there's just too many targets, and they are far too close. 9-3 is the score currently. The spike will be defused, putting 100 Thieves on 4 rounds and giving them a chance to try and build a comeback.
Hiko is going to be the 100 Thieves as they're going for a 3-man stack up on Catwalk. The participation medal so far was that they were able to put down Food to 5 HP before he has to heal back up, but then Dicey has different plans. He peeks out on the Catwalk, he takes 2, make that even a 3rd one, but it gets traded off finally by Crashy. Killing spree has been stopped, but it's still a 2-man advantage in favor of the defenders.
One enemy remaining.
Well, so much for that strong push coming in from Envy here after picking up that nice round previously. Crashies all alone with a Bulldog. We'll see if that Bulldog is all bark, no bite. It seems to be the case. Asuna peeks out. They have worked out so well throughout the bracket play from both the open qualifier and to this point currently, as they try to cap off an impressive run that would see them take #1 seed at Riot's event. There's Caboose with the kill, and I love the dismiss past the Nanoswarm, getting past that digital molly, as Rivington calls it. Steals on sight over towards the generator, and Caboose is just cutting them to pieces. It all falls down onto 2. Asuna pops his ult as well, figures, what can I do? This is a bit of an odd ult coming out from crashies, but it doesn't matter in the end. Caboose will get that 3rd and final kill. Envy goes flawless in the grand finals with a 3-0